Lots of discussion across the 3 hours about Charles's politics. Is he too woke to be king?
Is he too woke to be king? That's a very interesting question, isn't it? He's going to have to follow his mother, and they're big shoes to fill. But he's also going to have to be relevant to his people and the Commonwealth. As I said before, it's a tightrope he has to walk. Is he too woke? Too awake? He has to be. Because, you know, the world is changing. The world is changing, and he has to address so many issues. And as you said before in the programme, you know, they're only there as long as the people want them to be there.
Although, should he be careful not to court public opinion, especially from the sort of more progressive left, perhaps, the so-called wokies? You know, I mean, if you look at, for example, slavery, the suggestion he might apologise for slavery, which opens a whole can of worms.
It does. And, you know, what's happened in the past, we should learn from those lessons and move forward. The king can't be apologising for everything during his reign. Should he then apologise for the pearls that came from Elizabeth I that are in the crown? Should he apologise for the Koh-i-Noor diamond? Should he apologise for taking the Elgin marbles? I mean, it doesn't stop.
In many ways, perhaps he should do what the Queen did, which is steer clear of that altogether.
Absolutely. Say nothing. Take a page from her book. And I think much of his reign, he will have to refer to his mother's reign of 70 years, which was profound. I mean, she was the beating heart of this nation. She had tremendous respect, and that's what he has to earn from the public and the people of this country, his people.
What about his temperament? Linda Jubilee was telling us that, that Charles has a fierce temper.
Yes, he does. Absolutely.
Is that going to be an issue, do you think?
No, because Camilla's there.
Right.
And that's his safety valve. You see, in the Charles and Diana days, they were so far apart in temperament, and in many ways, they didn't match, and their marriage was toxic at times. Camilla and Charles are much closer in age, and they've shared the same culture all their lives. So she is there, behind him, to gently put her hand on his shoulder and say, Charles, slow down. Charles, don't do that. Did you not see the episode when the pen was leaking, when he was signing his declaration?
Fabulous.
That's a slight view of the king's temper just boiling, and then Camilla steps into the scene. It just calms down. That's what she's there for. And she is going to be a queen in the shadows, just gently coaxing him and pushing him back on the right track.
Do you think, we've talked earlier about her alleged reluctance to dress up and to have a full diary?
I don't think she really wants it. I don't.
So he wants
her to be queen.
That's interesting.
I think from the very beginning he said to her, you know, you are going to be my queen. Come hell or high water, you are going to be my queen. That's the reward for standing by me. That's the reward for your love during my lifetime. You are the woman who was unnegotiable during the Queen's reign. Even the Queen and Prince Philip said, we do not condone your extramarital affair with Camilla. In fact, a letter written by Prince Philip to Princess Diana said, Mama and I do not agree with this extramarital affair. In fact, his exact words were, Mama and I cannot understand for the life of us why you would prefer Camilla instead of you.
So therefore, for Camilla to become queen is the fulfilment of Charles's will.
Absolutely. 100%.
So how does he drag poor old Camilla along with him to all those hospital openings?
He won't. And you won't see her.
Is that right?
True. Because...
will she be the part-time queen?
When this palace is refurbished...
PTQ.
Yes, when this palace is refurbished in 3 years' time, it will be complete, completely rewired, replumbed. The king will move in to the Queen's apartments.
The king will be replumbed? Careful.
No, he will move into the Queen's apartments.
Oh, I see.
I think Camilla will quite likely stay at Clarence's house.
Wow.
She retains Raymill House in the Cotswolds. That's her life, her home, for her family. And she intends to pursue that part of her life. She will not be a full-time queen. You're right, Mark. She won't.
So it won't be a partnership. She won't be on his arm
24/7. Absolutely not. She will do her own thing. He will do his thing, and they will come together sometimes.
Philip, she ain't.
No, absolutely not. It's a thoroughly modern marriage. It's a marriage that actually comes together. Did you say
your
that?
reaction to that? Because I think that's fascinating insight that Camilla might be the part-time queen.
I'm fascinated by it too, but can I raise my hand? Can I ask one more question? I have one more question. So, during the Panorama interview, Diana says, she doesn't know if he's up for the job. I want to know, do you feel that is not a fair assessment based on how he obtained that interview with Diana?
It's a fair assessment from Diana, Princess of Wales, to say that her husband may not be up for the top job, but she knew the man well.
Right.
17 years of marriage. She knew exactly his character.
Okay.
She knew it would be limiting for him.
Wow.
She knew that he was forever meddling in things that he shouldn't be. She knew that.
Right.
And she knew as king, he couldn't do that. Constitutionally, he can't interfere in politics or really anything. He's a figurehead. So he's going to be muted to a certain extent. That's going to be difficult for him.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, look, let's get the results of our poll. We've been asking you, is Charles too woke to be king? The public has spoken. We've got the results. And here they come. 43.7 say no, he's not too woke, but a majority, I'm afraid, of 56.3 say he is too woke, which is a real concern.